You know what? Have you seen those videos about like women? They go to the gym and then they'll film themselves working out, and then like a guy will come and may like look at them for a second, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, the guy's creeping me out. He's looking at me working out.
Hmm.
That type of thing.
Oh
It's
yeah, I've heard all about it.
it's what do you think about that experience? Because like somebody like me, I love to go to the gym, and when I was in shape,
Mhm.
people, women looked at me, right? And when I see a woman who looks good, I look at her, but that doesn't change my workout routine, right? To be honest with you, I even look at people who are not in shape, right? I kind of look at everybody. It's not like something where it's just like I'm only looking at these people. So I don't know. It's weird. Don't get me wrong. I think there are creeps in the gym who just sit there and stare at women, but you know, it's whenever you can monetize something like that, I think that's when you start getting to the thing where, people just let me just film anybody looking at me to
Mhm.
make some money. You know what I mean?
God, I think there's like 10 symptoms involved here. I'm only going to come up with a couple, but there are people who are for looking to be a victim, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm sorry, and sometimes, and this goes way back. I'm going to just take gender and everything out of it. Have you ever come across somebody who, let's say, is extremely pierced up, tackle box on their face, lots of tattoos or whatever? They're literally a walking piece of art, right? They've
Yeah,
got
yeah.
stuff all
People
over
look.
it. It's really hard not to look at them. But you kind of you see you kind of look at this person. You're just like, whoa, because you're double taking. You're like, whoa, what, wow, there's a lot going on there. And then they look, what are you staring at? And I'm like, okay, stop this shit. If
Mm.
you sit there and you decorate yourself in the flashiest, most aggressive manner, you're telling me to look at you. Right
Well,
now, I'm not saying this is always the case, but I'm going to say there are some cases of people in the gym who, by the way, they might look good, they might be in shape, they might look fantastic, right? And then, well, people notice that they do look. Maybe they look for an extra beat. I have a question though for you, Nate. If the person looking at them is considered highly attractive to the individual who's drawing the stare, is it offensive? Or is this just a case of I'm not attracted to you, so you're offending me?
yeah. You know, that's a very good question because I think that there's some of that too. Because when has it been wrong to look at something? I believe if I'm in public or if you're in a public place and you're dressed whatever way, anybody can look, stare, or do whatever they want to you. Now, if you don't feel comfortable, that's your problem, right? Because you're in a public place and people looking is not
Mhm.
offensive to anybody, right? You can look at whatever you want. That's like a core tenet of being free, right? You can look at whatever you want. But now we've gotten to the point where we want to strip that freedom away from people. So even if you're in the gym and you're not looking at the person, like you're saying, you're just looking in that direction. If that person feels offended, then that person comes to you, and then and then now you're in trouble. They're kicking you out of the gym, even though you're in a public place, not even probably even looking at the person. So, but now we come to the part where we have this blind guy, right? This blind guy was at the gym, and this is what happened to him.
And since I can't see, I'm just kind of staring off into space doing my thing. Halfway through a set, I start hearing footsteps that seem like they're coming in my direction, getting closer and closer and closer, until all of a sudden, this woman's right up in my face going, "I didn't come here to be stared at!" Huh? "I didn't come here to be stared at!" Huh? "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm blind," I say to her. Her response? "I don't care. Stop staring at me!" Huh? She storms off and comes back with the manager a couple minutes later. I reach into my wallet and pull out an ID card from the Massachusetts Commission for the Blind and explain to this guy as well, "I'm blind. I wasn't staring at anybody." He says, "Okay, but you still can't make other gym members uncomfortable by looking at them."
Wow.
So,
Wow. I mean, no, this is the perfect intersectionality collision if I've ever seen one. Now, Oh God, this gets me just riled up. So.
You got a lot. You got a lot to say on this one. You got a lot to say.
I mean, this is beyond offensive, right? Now, let's go ahead and
got
change
an ID
things out
card.
here.
He's got the I'm blind ID card.
But that obviously that card just got overridden by the I'm offended card, and it's like, give me a break. So, okay, question for you: What if he was black? Now, if he is black and blind, now we've got two levels. Now, okay, does that counter the offended card, or are we getting into reasonable? Now, I mean, obviously, I'm not going to go as far to say if he was trans, she'd be locked up.
Oh yeah.
We can't have that at all. But I mean, come on, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And these people, they have no sense of freaking irony. They can't even see that satire's dead, man.
You know what? This is what I was talking about earlier, though. This guy, even if he wasn't blind, he should have the freedom to stand there and do this and look away. And he's looking straight ahead. That's his field of view. What, he's supposed to close his eyes and do it? Right? It's the lunacy of this thing, even without him being blind. I think the fact that he's blind shows you what the hell I'm talking about, because it's not about the truth of the situation. This is the my truth distinction versus the truth distinction, right?
And her truth is all truth. Her truth overrides any truth. His truth is reality with state IDs and facts. You know, so that what's that quaint thing? Facts don't care. Well, obviously, feelings don't care about your facts.
Yeah, exactly. But but the funny part about this is that right now, as you can see, literally, the fact that he is blind, the fact that he can prove it beyond any doubt that he's blind, the fact that any rational person in that position would have said, well, listen, he can't be staring at you because he can't see anything. And even with all those facts and reality, right, with it, he was still the one in the wrong because he made someone else feel uncomfortable. But I want to ask you this, Eric. What about his feelings? What about making him feel uncomfortable? What about someone telling him not to look at, someone telling a blind man, stop staring at me and you're offending me, not because you're actually looking at me, because you're blind and you don't know what you're looking at. That's essentially what they're saying. Because you're blind and you don't know what you're looking at, you're offending me because I think you're looking at me.
Right.
That's essentially what it is.
You know what you call that?
What?
Narcissism. Because obviously the world revolves around her. Right?
Yeah.
Everything in the universe is a reflection of her. I would expect this response from a 3-year-old child because all children are narcissists. Everything revolves around them. Mommy and daddy are here to feed me, to take care of me, to clean my butt, to do whatever, right? Grow up. I mean, oh, God. I'm sorry that it's a head explosion type of thing because this person, he already has a disability.
Yeah.
And I don't like saying, I'm not trying to be ableist. I know there's all these terms out there or whatever, but it's like, he has a harder time than a lot of us. He has to make accommodations to get through in life. And now he has to accommodate somebody's own narcissistic little trip. What? Oh, hold on. He can't see you anyway. You might as well have him blindfolded. What if he's blindfolded? Would that be okay for her? Can he wear a blindfold and go to the gym? Will you be satisfied then? Come on.
The problem here is that I understand these women want it's an ego boost for them, right? They want an ego boost. They're like, oh, he's looking at me, he's this, he's that. But the true point is that they're not. I think it's them who want to be looked at. And
yes.
then if somebody does look at them, it's like, you know what? There's Dave Chappelle. He does a skit where he talks about this. He says,
just because I'm dressed this way does not make me a whore. But ladies, you must understand that is f***ing confusing. It'll be like me, Dave Chappelle the comedian, walking around the streets in a cop uniform. Help us. Come on, they're over here. Help us. Just because I'm dressed this way.
You know, if sometimes people dress for other people to look at them, right? So let's say if you're an attractive woman and you put on a very nice outfit, right? Something that you think is really, really nice and that you think is really going to make you look attractive, and you go outside and no one looks at you, no one pays attention to you. People just ignore you. People you get no reaction to what you're wearing. Generally, the person would be like, "Well, but damn, I thought my outfit was good, right?" You want some attention. Now, sometimes there's a level to that, right? If someone says, "Hey, nice dress" or something like that, that may be good. But if somebody, you don't want anybody groping you, or oh my god, but that's what you're looking for. But the thing is that with freedom, you got to take the good with the bad. That's why, for instance, with defamation, if you're a public figure, right, people are going to say good things and bad things about you. You got to take the good with the bad. And in this situation, if you're going to the gym, and I'm not saying that it's the way they dress. I'm saying if you're going to a public place to work out, people are going to look at you, right? It's just going to happen.
Not as much as you think, though. Because I'm going to push back on that too. I think half the time people are not even looking at them; they're looking past them, like I said, to a clock on the wall or whatever else. And
I agree.
And I'm bringing this up too because even though I'm extremely out of shape right now, I was running, right? And I would talk to other people who would want to go out, they would want to run, jog, walk, get into shape, and they'd be afraid that, they're overweight. Like I'm overweight right now.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, great. I'm going to be out there, everybody staring at me because I'm this heavy ass dude walking around. And the reality is, you probably driving your kids to school might have passed 2 or 3 joggers. And I bet if I quizzed you, Nate, you couldn't even tell me the color of outfit they were wearing, their gender, their height. You could tell me nothing about them because they're irrelevant to you. And most of us don't give a shit about who's walking around, running, doing this and that. And even at that time in the gym, especially if you're working out really hard, you're on the treadmill, you're, oh God, you're dogging, probably looking over the TV or whatever, but you're just kind of half in and out, and you're just trying to concentrate to get through your workout. A lot of the people around are irrelevant to you. And so again, I'm coming back to narcissism and this whole aspect of everybody has to be looking at me. And then I'm going to dress in a manner that everybody is looking at me, or act in a manner they are looking at me. And even if they're not, I'm going to accuse them of looking at me because it's always about me. And I would argue that this is also not just a matter of, oh, look at me, I'm wonderful, everybody looks at me. It's a power play. It's a way to control other people, and it makes you feel good. And I'll go further and say that you're a cry bully when you do that. Because you are she's bullying a blind man, in my opinion.
Yeah. That's exactly what this is. This is them bullying the blind man for being blind.
Yeah. So they throw, there's all these terms out there, ableist and this and that. It's like, well, what do you call that? What do you call that?
You know what? See, I personally think that, I understand, right, that no one, and I think this, I want to break it down to 2 things, right? If you are at any type of public place, right? Because I think maybe I wasn't clear. When you're at a public place, people are going to look at you, even if they are not paying attention to you. They're going to look at you, right?
Sure.
If you don't want people to look at you while you work out, this, you can do 1 or 2 things. You can get your own gym, you can work out at your own house, and this. But people generally go to the gym because they want the equipment, but they also want to get out the house and work out with other people. Other people are there. So it's interesting because someone going to the gym dressed in a particular way, looking a particular way, and if someone looks at them, instead of this whole, if someone looks at me, I get to take offense and scream at the gym membership. Why not just take some ownership of it yourself and say, well, hey, listen, let me go work out in a place where I don't have to deal with any of this, or where no one has to look at me. But the assumption, because don't forget, I think the key point here is that the assumption is that I look so good that this person's staring at me because they want me physically. And instead of, just, hey, if this woman was really focused in on what she was doing, it wouldn't matter who's looking at her, right? It wouldn't matter at all.
I agree. I agree.
She wouldn't even notice it.
Also, here's actually a really easy approach I feel that can work too. let's say somebody's staring at you, right? Or you think they are.
Okay.
Hi, how you doing? Say hello. I'll tell you what, a person who is kind of creepy is going to look, and they're going to scurry off quite often. Often that's going to get rid of somebody because, okay, there are people who will creepily stare. I'm not going to sit there and pretend
Of course there are.
right. So why don't you first just say, hi, how you doing? And a lot of times they realize, oh God, I just got caught. And then they stop. A lot of times they'll leave. Another factor is, and I hate to put it on the person if they feel victimized, but whatever. If you're in a mall or whatever and somebody's kind of staring at you, why don't you walk over somewhere? If they don't follow you or anything else, and it may not even have any relationship to you whatsoever.
Mhm.
But the first thing is, why don't you say hello? And if she said hello to this guy, right? She might have noticed that he kept looking the same thing. Like if she's off at an angle and he's still staring forward when he answers her, or he
Then
kind
you
of
know,
has
yeah.
trouble tracking, she might pick that up.
Then you know, oh, okay, this guy's blind.
But instead, it's a no. She goes, does a. I hate to use the word Karen. It's almost overused, but she
Yeah.
goes to the manager, cries about the guy, and then it's like instead of just saying, "Oh my, I had no idea. I'm so sorry," which would be the appropriate human reaction. I'm telling you what, if I was in that situation and I found out the guy was blind, I would be mortified. I would feel like the biggest ass on the planet.
I
I
would
would say,
feel so
"Can I
bad.
get a bottle of water for you or anything?" I mean, I would feel terrible. I'm serious. But instead, and this is where I lean back, narcissism, double down.
Yeah.
Double
Yeah.
down. And then you recruit the gym manager. So who is worse here? I would almost say the gym manager could be even worse than her.
Yeah. I think the gym manager is scared. And he's
I-
scared because,
Oh, well, he's double scared. You're a lawyer, dude.
yeah.
I think that the blind guy should sue them for discrimination.
Yes. I would if I was. I would say they're literally forcing me to they're what she's done is make me not be able to use the gym because I'm blind. Because I don't know if I'm looking at anybody, right? So no matter what I
Yes.
do in the gym, somebody's gonna say, "Hey, you're staring at me." Offended. So I can't go to the gym, right? The person who can't see literally can't go to the gym because if he's doing a workout and he's just looking just like this because he can't see anything, he can't pan and zoom, he's going to offend somebody and they're going man, woman, child, whoever. And that's what I think is so dangerous about this thing. But you know what? I also look at this. This is what happens because this is a woman who seems to be now, obviously, because there's a monetary thing with this, right? You do these videos, you put them on YouTube, you get millions of views, and you get thousands of dollars. That's generally the way it works. So that's why women, essentially, some of these women are trying to set guys up. Go to the gym, you wear scantily clad things. If they look at you, then it's like, oh my God, I'll play victim. We know what the scam is, right? Now, this is not all of the time, but some women are doing this
No.
purposefully, right? If you're wearing a bikini at the gym, we know what you're doing, right? You want to be looked at. If somebody looks at you, then you're playing victim. But here's one where a woman essentially is doing that same thing, but it backfires on her spectacularly, which is unfortunate for her. But it's fortunate for us because we get to watch her madness.
Trainer gets caught on camera being a pervert, and when I stand up for myself, he threatens to call the police and revoke my membership.
Do you need something? Do you need something? Do you need something? Okay, I thought so.
Are you okay?
Keep it pushing.
If you're getting rude, you can leave. Nobody is looking at you any type of way. I don't own the gym, I work here. Yes. And
That
if you're
means
getting
what?
rude, then you can leave. I can call the police and have you trespass right now. Would you like that?
Go ahead.
Okay, cool.
Go ahead, let him know.
That's what we do. So right now, I need you to take your stuff and head up front. Like she said, you do something. You got
When you're talking to somebody, right?
Mm-hmm.
Am I projecting into this when I say it's very interesting that she's looking at the mirror? Okay, you go ahead. Uh-huh. Yeah. Was it just me, or was she just sitting there kind of wiggling and posing and, oh, check this out, the whole time she was interacting with the guy?
Yeah, 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 yeah. And again, she was. It seems like she was trying to be to get the glaze because again, this is what it is, right? This is you trying to get people to look at you so you can try to have the out. This is the selective outrage, right?
Mhm.
I want outrage, and unfortunately, these are a couple of these backfire, and now these people who are doing this now look like fools, right? Because like the guy's blind and this other one, so it's that type of thing.
Good. I hope it backfires.
But at the end of the day, is this really a problem that has to be fixed, or is this just some make believe stuff that just going on? What do you think?
I think we somehow survived as a species all the way to about 5 years ago or about 8 years ago or whatever it was when all this crap just started to fly into the headlines. I'm
Yeah, that's true.
okay if we step back and say, maybe 90% of what's going on now is bullshit. And let's get back to reality.
It's I don't know. It's insane how we want to police every little stupid thing. Like we literally want to police what people can look at now. That's what this
Mhm.
really is about, right? Not only what you say, but what you look at, even if you're blind.
Wow.
Well, you
Wow.
know what? I'd like to see what people say in the comment section
Me too.
for the video for the people who for the blind guy. Should that blind guy sue that gym?
Yes. I'll help you out.
Because
Yes.
who was discriminated? Was he discriminated against
He
because he was
has a
blind?
condition. He has a condition he cannot help, and he is being punished because he has a condition he cannot help. That is, to me, the very definition of discrimination.
Mm. Nope. Let's see if the chat agrees with you. Let us know in the comment section.
See ya.
Peace.